You are watching Terror Tales TV. Lock your doors, dim the lights, and don't blink, because the design has already begun and your seat has already been assigned. The design of death has no pity for the speed of the living, and at the McKinley Speedway, the scent of burning rubber and high-octane fuel was merely a precursor to the scent of impending rot. As the engines roared, a single forgotten screwdriver on the track became the catalyst for a symphony of screaming metal. Nick O'Bannon sat among the crowd until a bone-chilling premonition showed him the stadium turning into a slaughterhouse. Flying engine blocks, decapitating fans, and concrete grandstands collapsing like sandcastles. His frantic screams pulled a small group of survivors into the parking lot just seconds before the stadium exhaled a fireball. But as we know here at Terror Tales TV, cheating the Reaper is like trying to hold back the tide with a sieve. The list was merely rescheduled, and the invisible stalker began its hunt. It started with Carter Daniels, whose own hatred became his noose. As he tried to plant a cross of fire on a survivor's lawn, the iron chains of his tow truck came to life, dragging him down the asphalt in a trail of sparks until he was nothing more than a memory in an explosion of grease and bone. Then came the industrial horror at the salon, where Samantha Lane thought she had found sanctuary. But in the world of the design, even a blade of grass is a weapon. A stray stone kicked up by a lawnmower pierced her eye with the precision of a sniper, proving that nowhere, not even behind the glass of a storefront, is safe. We moved to the mechanic shop where Andy Cuser was literally pressured into his grave, pinned against a chain-link fence as a CO2 tank transformed into a jagged rocket, slicing him into the very geometric patterns of the wire mesh. Even the deep end of a swimming pool offered no refuge for Hunt Wynorski. A stray golf ball triggered a drainage vacuum of industrial strength, a silent killer beneath the water that claimed him while the sun still shined. At the cinema, the ultimate irony unfolded. Survivors watching a movie about fire, oblivious to the real combustible chemicals leaking behind the theater walls. The mall collapse that followed crushed the hope out of their chests, reminding us that whether it is a hardware store, a car wash, or a theater, the environment is always rigged. The premonition wasn't a gift of life. It was a cruel joke played by a force that enjoys the chase. As the final 3 survivors sat in a quiet coffee shop, thinking they had finally outrun the shadow, the sight of a loose bolt on a nearby scaffold signaled the end. A truck veered off course, smashing through the glass and grinding their bones into the very pavement where their journey was always meant to end. Death is a perfectionist with an infinite attention to detail. Was that flicker of your lights just a surge in the grid, or has your name finally moved to the top of the list? I'm your host for Terror Tales TV. Watch your background, and you're back. Subscribe now, or you might just be the lead in our next story. Say cheese. The flash is the last thing you'll see.